Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today's part 9 of the W.A.R.T series. And we're going to be looking at branding. Branding. But before we kick off, as usual, we're going to play somebody from the community's track. This is SM Borthwick, Take My Hand.
Dark clouds are gathering, getting ready for another storm. You gotta hold on to what you need if you believe it'll keep you warm. You tried to tell me, but your words got lost somehow. Black shadows fell across your face. You had to get away from this place. I tried to hold on to you, hoping for a brighter day. But it seems the more I hold on, the more it all starts to slip away. Won't you take my hand? We could dance like we used to do. You're right there within my grasp, but somehow I'm still miles from you. Could never fix what's wrong, and my thoughts reach this dead end. Maybe my heart's just not that strong. Come on, take my hand. We'll dance like we used to do. Don't know if this is goodbye. You won't tell me and I can't tell you. Won't you take my hand? We could dance like we used to do. You're right there in front of me, but I'm still missing you. Won't you take my hand? We could build it all anew. Please just say you understand, won't you?
What an awesome way to start the morning for me. Oh my God, that went down so well with my coffee. Hello, welcome to the show. If you are watching over on Facebook, welcome to you. You can always join us over here in the chat and over on the YouTubes at youtube.com/Jade Starr, or you can head over to Twitch at twitch.tv/howtoapponIOS, or you can jump over and watch the show daily in my website at howtoapponIOS.com. Let's say hello to people who are here in the chat. Why am I saying le all the time? Goodness grief. Hello, SM Borthwick. Fantastic song, my friend. A long-time supporter of my channel and of this community. A fantastic songwriter, and just another wonderful song. An absolute clinic in how to record a guitar. I think I saw Andy Goldsby write in the chat there. I can just see something bothering me. I need to fix this. It's more small, but it's what comes down to what I'm talking about today. Details. Hello, Thomas Christ. Hello, Cube. Hyden Hudson. Hello, Andy Goldsby, the aforementioned. Cy, effing good to see you, my friend. Cy has an album coming out on the 1st of October. We just finished mastering it this week. It's ready to go. It's going to be really good. Going to be really cool. That was Peppy. What the fuck, dude? Did you know what that was? I'll be honest. I can't lie. I hit the wrong button. I actually was trying to look ahead and hit my button to get Payne to get sound ready. That was a fail. That's not how you do a good host. Pump somebody up and then play a drum beat at the end. Fuck, man, that's a fail. Sorry, Scythe. That wasn't meant to happen. Russ, 8889, hello. Good start for today. Hambo Hounslow, hello to you. What else are we going to... there we go. Pay in to get. Ching. Oh, dear. Someone needs some more sleep. It is 6 a.m. after all. Hello, Audible Video. Good to see you. Thomas Grice, thank you for always putting the links in and being a fantastic moderator. That's how you do it. We're going to talk a little bit about moderation in one of the next chats. That's about like getting your brand, getting yourself out there and stuff. And I'll go into that in one of the next shows. Brad Example, hello to you. Always good to see you, my friend. Have I covered everybody? I think I have. I think I can. Gary Hubbs, hello Gary Hubbs. I think I saw a message come from you on Messenger and I haven't had a chance to get to it, but you're lurking and we love that about you. Gary's the lurker, the lurking lurker of Lurksville. All right, let's jump in and do the usual stuff like price drops. Are there any? Yes, well there's a couple, so we may as well do them. So Bleece apps, Bleece Saturator and Granulizer, both apps I've done on this show before. I've done that. They are down from $7.99 to $4.99. Yeah, there you go. So those ones are on sale. Shimmer's still on sale from what I looked at the other day. And Mixbox is still on sale, apparently, at half price if you don't have Mixbox. And I'm pretty sure Cubasis is still on sale until the 24th, in case Barry Smith is here. There you go. Hello, Bubba. Good to see you, Bubba. Welcome aboard. Alrighty, what are we going to do first? So, you'll have to bear with me again, totally unscripted. It's just the way I work best. And let's preface some stuff here. Let me get this up here. Okay, so we're going to talk about branding today because it's important, but it may not be important to you as it is per se to me or to the next person. Hello Auntie G, welcome aboard as well. Keep that in mind all the way through this because there are levels of importance that you may place on branding, on how you want things to look, yeah? And that's totally okay. There's no judgment here. Now, I'm sure Russ is going to type it. I'm preempting this. Russ is going to type in the chat at some stage, I don't give a fuck, mate. I just do. But I'm going to counter that early. But you do give a fuck, Russ. Merchandise. How long have you spent working on your video that you're going to release soon to showcase the album? There are levels of I don't give a fuck with marketing and branding and all that kind of stuff. And it is okay to not get as anal about it as what I particularly do. Why would you do this? I'll tell you my reasons and hopefully maybe they'll resonate with you. Now, before I go into that, I need to let you know, I'm not here telling you today that everything I'm saying here is going to earn you 1 million subscribers or 1 million downloads on Apple Music or Spotify. That's not what this is about. I can't control any of that. You can't a lot of the time control that. What you can do is work on your branding to make sure that if things blow up, if people hear it, if people start coming over, things look cohesive, things look congruent, right? Because none of these things are going to make all of a sudden 1 million people come and start downloading your music. But what it may do is help when people do come across just in the aesthetic, all right? So there's that. Plus, yes, I'm going to admit it, and you probably already know it, I may be a little bit of a perfectionist and get caught up in these kind of things of like branding and making things all look the same. And that's okay. I use this stuff, to try and pull me away from being so so anal about my music, right? So this gives me an outlet to focus my perfectionism, my perfectionistic tendencies on branding and trying to get things look as matching, as congruent as possible across all of social media networks and like Apple Music and all these kind of things, which we're going to go into. And I do it for me. I don't do it for anybody else, really. Again, it comes down to music. Why do you make music? A lot of the time we make music for ourselves. And if somebody else likes it, fucking bonus. So I look at branding and stuff and trying to, and trust me, all of the things I'm probably going to show you today, somebody else is probably out there who's going to show you a completely different way, maybe a better way, maybe a worse way, who knows. I'm just sharing what I like to do, and maybe it will resonate with you. All right, so keep that in the back of your mind as we go through some of this stuff. I like to look at things like across Bandcamp, over at Apple Music, and I like to see things look nice. I want my albums and the stuff, even if nobody's downloading them, I want it to look fancy. And the beautiful thing is, we have all of the powers to make things look fancy, as Gladys would say, in our iOS devices, on our computers, in our pockets, in our iPhones, even on Android devices. Yes, I said it, I know. That's better, Peppy. Good stuff. All right. So what I'm going to start with today is something out of the box, and then we'll get into like logos and stuff like that. And that's good coffee. Probably because it's in a Delicate Giants cup out on the 13th. The Delicate Giants album is out next week, folks. So get excited. Fancy. Alrighty. What you will notice, look at that. See that thing there? You see it? See that? This is something new I've decided to start trialing because it's free. And if you hold your phone up to it right now, you may be pleasantly surprised. Right? So maybe some of you have tried it. Let me know in the chat if you've tried it already. Have you opened your camera app on your phone, grabbed your phone and held it over to the QR code? And what happens is, when you do that, it comes up with a link up the top there to open up in Safari to howtoapponIOS.com. So as I go through, now you can see up the top, it's over there now, my little QR code. And if I go back here, it's up the top there. I've put a QR code everywhere on here. So it's with each different screen, you are able to see this little QR code. Does it say bad gateway? Hang on, let me check. Oh, really? Hang on a minute. I'm going to have to fix that, aren't I? Fuck, that sucks. Let me check. Come on, open up. Well, that sucks. No worky. There we go. How do I... Oh, you know why it is? I know what I've done there. I know why that is. I've put in the wrong HTTP. I've put in the wrong stuff in there. So I need to fix that. There you go. So that's a fucking fail. Fucking... I've pressed the...
You know, I can still remember the very first sweets given to me by my grandfather. They were Werther's Original, and I was 4. I had a bit of trouble opening that shiny golden wrapper, but then, well, I'll never forget that first taste. Sweet and creamy and uncommonly good. I remember feeling I must be someone very special when my granddad gave me his wonderful butter candy. Well, now I'm the granddad. And what else would I give my little grandson but my Werther's Original? After all, he's someone very special too, you know.
We can come back here. Great. There we go. Uncomfortably good. So the reason is, now that I look at the web address here, I've actually put in the wrong web address because I was trying to rush to get things done. Anyway, we will cover this right now. Let's have a look and show you how I've actually made these. And we'll show you one that works, yeah? So you'll see this on your screen and be able to actually see this happen. I found this app with a whole bunch of searching. called Crafter. Here it is here. So it's QRAFTR. It's free to download. So I recommend going and doing it. So do that now. And what I will do, so now that we have Crafter here, basically you can create your own QR codes. So down the bottom, you have this little create section. And it brings up this little side panel where you can create a URL, a location, a contact card, an event, text, phone calls. You can actually create UPC-A and UPC-E codes for your branding on things like CDs and stuff. So here is my CD here, my Dread Circus CD, and there is my barcode that I had to order for when I released this CD. So this is absolutely free. You can actually create your UPC, E, and A codes, which is Europe and America. But the thing is, again, you need to remember with this, you actually need to pay for a UPC code first and then be able to punch it in to be able to bring up the code. But let's focus on creating a URL. So it's really easy to make a code here. So if I put in the correct code, look at this. I'll put in my Jade Starr website. So jadestarr.com.au. There's my website that I've put in. Hit create. And the free version gives you an ad, but this is the ad, very unintrusive. And there you go. There is the barcode. So let's see if this one works. I'm going to bring out my camera now. And see if that works. Open jadestarr.com. And there you go. It opened up. So you can try that right now. So I do apologize for having the wrong. You know what? I know what I've just seen on my phone. What I've done. I made a whole bunch of these QR codes and I grabbed the wrong one. I've got like 4 of them and I grabbed the wrong one to put up on my fucking screen. So yeah, try it now. If you, it should work now for this one. So, and you get a selection of barcodes here. So you've got different ones you can actually put up, which is really cool. So you can put any URL in there, and I think this is a really handy thing for YouTube videos, unless you fuck it up and get it wrong like me. I'm going to even try now. Let's try to create a brand new one. See if I can get this how to app on iOS.com. Maybe I need to spell it right this time. And see if this one works. So here's the ad again. Very unintrusive. You can pay $5. Crafter, that is what it's called. QRAFTER. So let's see if I fixed it. I'm still getting a bad gap. Oh, I know what it is. It's something to do with my website, I reckon. It actually works. It's something to do with my website. That's something I need to fix. Whoops. So that code actually does work. This does actually work. There is something wrong with my website, and I reckon it is something to do with my my domain name, which I just need to refix, sort something out. So there you go. Anyone who's been taken to a Werther's original website. But this is pretty cool, and it's absolutely free, and I'm guessing you could put this on, your anything. You could put this on your Facebook. You've got a whole lot of things you could put this on, which is really cool. We were even talking yesterday with Sai that you could probably put it in the little logo in the bottom of your YouTube channel. You know where you put your logo? It's probably a bit small, so I think Sai did try it, but it was like he could pick it up with an iPhone, but not with an iPad camera. But that's another thing you could try and do. Really handy for drawing people to your website really quickly, because I tell you what, if you go and look up the statistics of those who see these barcodes, these QR codes, people tend to, like, if they see them on something, pull out their phone and click on them. And they actually want to see what they are. Remember too that we're living in a world at the moment when where every time you go into a shop, because of the corona, all that stuff, every time you go into a shop, you have to check in. So people are actually being trained to use QR codes. So you may as well use them because they're there to be used, and it's a quick way to get people over to your website And as you can see too, you can even set things like send an email, send a text message. So you could make a QR code and put your email address in there. So whoever clicks on that QR code just directly sends you an email. That's really cool as well. Nice. So there's that. That's free. So you can go and grab that at any time you like. Let's get into talking about some branding. And we shall start with, let me bring up here some websites. Okay, so logos and such, and colors. That's what we'll start with today. So we'll first jump over to, how do we do this? What's the best way? Oh, you know what? Before we jump into that, I want to talk about some apps that are available for your music, because I don't know if everybody is aware of these. So if you've released music on Bandcamp or Spotify, through DistroKid or something like that, you realize that you're assigned a Spotify name and a Apple name that you can actually mess around with. There are two apps that are available. I'm not sure if everybody knows about them, but one is Apple Artists. So if I type in here, Apple Artist, and there is the app. So here it is full screen, and when you log into it, you actually are given this section down the bottom here to request instant access to your artists. And all you need to do is send the details of your artist name and some proof, like Facebook page kind of thing, or just proof of who you are. And so they actually know who you are. And then you get access in this app to all of your artists and all the statistics and all that stuff, to individual stuff through Apple. So you can see I've got all my artists here. And what's another cool thing you can do in with this is you can click on your artist, and I'll click on Kindercore because it's only new, and you get this option up here at the top to edit action or manage, and you can also go in and you can add an image here to your actual Apple. If you're ever wondering about that, how to get a music artist image up there, because again, this is another thing that makes your artist page pop when you're in Apple Music. And let's show you some of mine. So if I go to Jade Starr, maybe with the right spaces, Dread Circus, and go to my artist page, and I'm not doing it the right way. Maybe if I do it in admin, that's not letting me do it. But you do get your big photo up there, and I'm sure it works better on your is it? Oh god, there's definitely a way to actually get to it, and I can't remember how. Is it in artists? If I do a search here, and then we go see more. Well, there's normally a picture up the top there. For some reason, the iPad's not showing it. I don't know why that is. Can I go up the top? That's share artist. But it shows a huge photo of your artist. Maybe I can do it on my phone. I know there's a certain way. Let's do... Does it work on the phone? Yeah, there you go. So there's my phone. And you can see there's my big photo up there, which just showcases who I am. And I've got all of these done for all of my artists. The thing is, you've got to remember, as Thomas Christ has written, they're really particular. Really, really particular. So you need to use very high-res images, no blurring, no writing. Again, if you want to download the Apple Style Guide, that I can recommend. It's definitely a good thing to do. I've got a lot of tabs open here today. So if you just go to Google and type Apple Music Style and spell it right, Apple Music Style Guide, here is the recent style guide from Apple, and it gives you all of the information on how your images need to be for uploading your music. It's a long read. It's quite anal and quite disturbing to read, just how anal it is, but it gives you a good idea of how high quality the image is. But at the end of the day, it sounds like a screw around, but you want to have high res images. You want to have things that pop. Yeah, so it's a good idea to make sure you can, and it's really easy. We have these amazing devices in our hands to set up against a blank wall somewhere and take. All you need is a good five good images that you can share across all of your social networks. So then your branding's on point. Everything looks the same. And let's jump in and have a talk about that, yeah? Because we'll start off with my Jade Starr Facebook page. So my music page, if it all loads, if everything's going to load correctly today. There's Gary's message coming through. So here is my Facebook page. That's my actual personal page. I don't know why it's gone to there. And there you go. Let's do it in the app. Oh, come back. Let's do it in the app. Man, doing good today. So I'll open up my app and we'll go into... God, they move everything around every day, I swear to God, just to make life difficult. So here you'll see up the top, they move everything around. Oh, look at that. I'm going live into... Just to make life... I love live television, live YouTube. So you'll see here, what I'm trying to point you to is this top banner here. So here we go. This is my top banner, which has a whole bunch of my albums and the names of my websites and a photo of me at the beginning of it. Why am I pointing this out? Because a lot of this goes across all of my stuff. So let's jump across to my Reverb Nation page. And you'll see again, with view profile as a fan, there's the exact photo that we have going across here. So again, everything's kind of matching up. You know you're on the right person's page. If I jump over to my Bandcamp page, it's a little bit different because you can have different stuff. But again, I'm using from the previous episode this authentic creative disruptor thing, which works as well. And even now, if I jump over to try and find this, my I think it's SoundCloud. There we go again. So the similar imagery across the top here, the same little cartoon character I have going through, the same authentic frequency disruptor. So I'm using the same kind of imagery all the way across. Here's this little logo using here. And these logos are important to use across all of your branding because it keeps everything, it makes everything match up. Everything looks like it's meant to be. Yeah. So now if I jump over to because I have multiple bands here, let's head over to Filthy Maggoty Cunt. This is an interesting one with FMC. So for this particular banner, and remember with this stuff, all these banners come in different shapes and sizes. So, and this is the reason I want to show you this particular banner that I had to make, because I had to make a whole bunch of different sizes and I had to make them completely different from each other to actually fit. So if you look at this one, can I actually, so we've got the Donald Trump image in this to the side and all these side characters coming off. But now if I go over to the Bandcamp version of it, I've had to completely change it and put all the characters in a little bit of a different order and just spread it out because the size of it is a little bit different. The actual banner across here is a different width than the Reverb Nation. So if I jump back over Reverb Nation, you'll see it's the little baby in here is just a little bit more behind Donald Trump's arm. And when I head over to the Bandcamp one, it's way out here. Then if I head over to my website and we look at that image, it's actually an image from the album cover, which is coming out next year. And I've actually tried to take that and make it into a banner. So everything kind of is consistent. That's the point I'm trying to make. And because to me, I think it's very important. And even if we go over across, do I have, even go to my FMC page. Hopefully it's going to load up. Maybe, kind of, sort of. You'll see again, FMC has the same one from the Reverb Nation section. So everything's all consistent and it all matches up. Same with utensils. If I head over to my utensils website, this is my Reverb Nation. So I've got this eyeball everywhere and the whole leather bondage mask. So there's this eyeball behind here. If I head over to utensils on Bandcamp, there it is again. The eyeball, the same text everywhere that you go. And I think Reverb Nation and the website. Where's my website? So we'll jump over. There's the eyeball again. Everything's consistent. There's the eyeball again. So it's just keeping that consistent theme. And, you know, as I said in the beginning of the show, this may not affect the majority of people who come over and look at your stuff. But it's aesthetically pleasing, and people don't need to be smacked in the face with, look, everything's the same. It just needs to make sense in their brain, because people have very short attention spans, and if they get to your webpage and it looks different than the last place they're at, they're like, am I at the right place? What's going on? That's another reason. So again, you'll see on my website here, the Dread Circus thing. So a lot of consistency going on throughout all of this. How do we make these images? I'm just going to jump into this for a little bit as well. Oh, and before I do that, I just want to cover too. Not only is there an Apple app as well, there is a Spotify artist app here. So there is a Spotify artist app you can get into, and you can see all of your stats and all of that kind of stuff. A lot of advertising in here, and again, you can put all of your artists here in Spotify as well. So you can see I have all my artists, and within the Spotify app as well, you can request access to add another artist if you have another artist in here. So, excuse me, the Spotify artist app and the Apple artist app, both of these are free. So you may as well have them so you can check individual stats and, you know, and be depressed at how nobody's listening to your music like I am all the time. But again, you can see, and you can change your images across here, and you can see here, all of the images along my Spotify, they all look the same again. See, Kindercore, Metheist, Utensils has the bondage thing, the same Dread Circus logo with the cartoon character. Again, keeping that consistency. Hello, Pete Johns. I hope you're doing well. So consistency is key. It just makes everything sexier. So let's jump over, and I'm going to show you a trick that something that I stand by 100%. For all these logos, because you need to keep all these things in a nice place so you can use them whenever you need to. Yeah. And as you would know, I make a lot of these things using GoDaddy Studio. You can make these your art and stuff in whatever you like. There's so many great apps. I've covered a whole bunch of them on this channel. I like GoDaddy Studio because it's really easy. I pay my subscription. I've got lots of fonts, and now they've added background removal. You've got Canva, a whole bunch of things that you can use to do these kind of things. And you'll notice here, if I go through all of these images, you'll see there's a lot of stuff like here. You can see a Desir logo, which I made in here. You can see there's like a Kindercore logo over here. And all of these have transparent backgrounds, yeah? Because, and even you can see the templates here for my interviews that I do every week for my branding across the board. So that's the templates for the interviews. This is where you make your templates, and normally I will save these into my documents folder. So you can see all my thumbnails in here, the W.A.R.T logo, all that kind of stuff. Even stuff like, if I flick over here now, this little subscribe thing over here, like, comment, subscribe, this is where it was made, here over in GoDaddy Studio. Very simple. Got like what? A subscribe button. I've actually made a Patreon one, so I can remove the YouTube one if I want and make it transparent, disappear it, and bring in the Patreon one, and then save that. So you can do it all in one piece. You can layer these things up and do multiple things, and then save them as export them as PNGs. So I'll just disregard that. And where do I save them? I save these things in an app called Documents 10, which has just had a massive update. It's gone from Documents 9 to Documents 10. And I actually keep all this stuff. Hello, Stephen. What is that how I say your name? I'm terrible. I'm an Aussie. I keep all of these images and stuff here in documents in my Over, because GoDaddy Studio used to be called Over. And so at any time I need any of my logos, here they all are with transparent backgrounds. So I can just add this anywhere I want. And if I flick through them, here's another one with some white writing. Another one. I've made multiple versions of all these things. So let's just go through and find some things. So like my record label or productions label. Just anything you want, you can just save these things with transparent backgrounds, and then at any time you can add them in for overlays, because you're going to need them. You want to build on top of these. So even my How to App on iOS logo is in here, all this kind of stuff. If we get, here's that I for the utensils. So if I need to put this on top of anything, I have the transparent background of this logo all saved. All of these little circles for my Dread Circus thing in variations, and they're all transparent. So it takes time too. Like there's a lot of work to go into this, but it all depends on how much time you want to put in. Again, my FMC logo. So at any time I can just grab this. It's transparent. I can drag it, drop it wherever I want because it's transparent and it's going to fit in anywhere. Hello, Ed B Metal. All of my album and all of this stuff here that we looked at before across my website, all of this stuff is all here for me to make and use wherever I want. And it's all about the consistency because, you know, like I said at the beginning, I am utterly anal about this stuff and I want it all to look as fantastic as possible. And remember, it's ever evolving too, because when people say you have a new album release, as you can see, I made Brian Bigler's album cover in here too. Just big noting because I'm a wanker. There we go. So like a bio also, these things are ever evolving. Yeah. So if you release a new album and you have a whole new look around the album, don't be afraid to go into your logos and change them appropriately to match the color and the tone of the new album. Again, a lot of these websites like Reverb Nation and Bandcamp, they give you the option to change the color of your websites to match what the tone of everything is. If you have a look here, this is my, because I have multiple Bandcamp pages. And I'll tell you something about Bandcamp, which is really cool for multiple pages. So this is my Jade Starr one. This is the colors that I've chosen to try and match my website. If I go across to FMC, everything's black and red kind of thing when I click on individual albums. Even the text all matches the kind of tone of the actual artist. If I go over to utensils and click across this stuff, same, it's just slightly different colors with the text as well. So it's not the exact same thing over at FMC. So that's that. And I'll tell you another thing too. With Bandcamp, God, I need some more coffee. Consistent branding and sub-branding, absolutely. Audible video. You've got the message. With Bandcamp, you can actually assign multiple artists to your Bandcamp. It's a bit fiddly to do it, but you can. So if you've got a Bandcamp page and you decide to create a brand new artist, what you actually need to do is go to log out of your current artist, create a brand new artist, set it all up, set up your music and your page and your colors and all that kind of stuff. Then go and log back into your main account and you are able to link accounts. You'll see over here, linked accounts. And you can actually link your account. So now I have control over all of these within my main Bandcamp account. So I can just click on it, takes it over to my Kindercore stuff. So again, with Kindercore, I've put like a bright background around this to make it stand out a little bit more. If I go over to Despised or Metheist again, I've actually got a background of the album cover for this one to make it pop a little bit more. What else do I have in here? Despised, my other band from when I was a kid. Again, this, because I don't have photos of a band, because the band doesn't exist anymore, I've used this branding across all of my social media. This picture I made of all these killer clowns. So you can actually have multiple artists all connected to your Bandcamp as well. And if I jump over to my Reverb Nation, just to show you, and again, you can do the same thing with Reverb Nation. You can see here, I've got multiple artists. So if I click here, these are all my artists that are connected to my Reverb Nation. So if I click on Despised, access account, and now have a look at the profile here. Again, you can see the clowns are all across this, so everything is matching. What else do I want to talk about? So I want to talk about website. Do you need a website? That's up to you. I don't think you need a website. I think there are some really fantastic websites out there that can that you can create center focal points. Pete Johns does this really well. I think he has petejohns.com. Is that what it is, Pete? I don't know if you're still here. And that takes you, I think, to his Songwhip, I think, which has all of his music all in one place. So that's getting a domain name. So that's a really handy thing you can do. You can get a domain name and point it anywhere. I use a website because I'm old school. I just like the whole creation process of, there you go, petejohns.com. I have jadestar.com.au, and it takes you to here, takes you to my website. I have howtoapponIOS.com, which isn't working today, but it takes you to a part of this website. So it's all connected to the same website. It's just another domain name pointing to a different section of this. I also have dreadcircus.com that points to the same website. So if you go to dreadcircus.com, if I go into my browser here and type dreadcircus.com, it defaults to jadestar.com.au. So I have two domains pointing to the same place, yeah? I like having a website because I'm able to control the branding of everything. So all of the branding within this should reflect everything else that shoots off it, like, you know, your Reverb Nations and all that kind of stuff. And then at the bottom of each page here, I think it's still there, I have all these links to all of these things like Reverb Nation, SoundCloud, Instagram, not Twitter because I'm banned, unfortunately. So the other thing I want to cover as well is things like, and I'm sure many of you know about this, things like Songwhip, which I use all the time. If you've ever sat in Pete's YML or Ron Ward's show, I'm constantly, whenever a song is played, I just go directly to Songwhip. This is how I do it live on the fly. Type in an artist name, SM. If I can spell, man, my spelling today is terrible. Borthwick. And boom, there he is. There's the artist. I can click on that. And within seconds, you have, voila, all of these links. And I'll post that into the chat. So there's these things. I've done shows on this before. Another good one I use, and I'll show you how I use it. I've shown this on a show before, is song.link. Song.link. This is song.link. Very similar to Songwhip. But if I do a search for Jade Starr Dread Circus, immediately it comes up with all of these songs. So I can find a song there if I want to create a link to, or an album. And when you click on view, what it does is really cool. It creates this whole new link, and it gives you all of the places to listen, and it gives you all of the places to buy. So it adds, you can add Bandcamp in there and such. It creates a YouTube link as well, And the beautiful thing is you can actually, if I zoom out or go back to the page before, I do have an account. Let's do this. Song.link. You can create a free account with Song.link or Odessa. So I'm logged in here. I'm actually not logged in. Just 1 second. Let me just log in. To be with you in 1 moment. Thank you for your patience. Your call is important to us. Good stuff. So what you can do when you create a free account with this is you can save your saves. So as you can see in here, I have all my utensil stuff, or my Dread Circus. There's even a Gary Hubs one in here I made for him at one stage, and I saved it. And the beautiful thing about this is you can go into these and let's just pick Surprise Chef by FMC, and you can edit the page. So remember, the account's free, and you can actually go in here and you've got all your Spotify, Apple Music, it populates all of it. And if there's anything missing, you can actually paste them in and create your own thing. And another cool thing is down the bottom, you can add things like Teespring. You can add your Bandcamp link in if you want. You can add your own YouTube embed, so you can choose your own clip in there as well. Cool. And you can add things like Teespring. So if I go back, we'll go back to Manage Pages, Dashboard. Let's find, if I check out this Dread Circus one, this should have, if it loads, down the bottom, I've added in Teespring. So all of my t-shirts and all that stuff, all my merch is all connected to this as well. So here's a demo of what it looks like. So you've got Bandcamp, iTunes, and you can add stuff to this as well. Why do I use this? Why do I favor this? I'll show you why as well. Because I use it in my website. I tried to create my own store, because when you generate a Songlink page like this, you get this wonderful feature here to embed. So if I click on this, you are given the HTML to actually embed this into your own website, and you can preview what you want it to look like. So this is what it looks like down here. So you've got these little arrows. You can scroll through. You can make it a little bit bigger. This is your preview. Or you can make it really large with all the links that you can scroll across. You can change the light, darkness of it. So now that you've seen that, I just would copy the code here, hit copy, and then in my website, just as an example, I'll show you, I created my own shop button up here to buy all of my stuff. And I cheated by using the Songlink code. So as you scroll down, it says, so here's my Dread Circus music, then here's all of my albums, and they all have these codes, this HTML added. So here's all the albums with all of the options to buy, listen. So Teespring's in there. And then Metheist, I've done the same thing. Utensils. So I've created my own little store with my own branding using a combination of these other websites that are free and out there to help you create your own branding. There are other websites that do this kind of stuff too. If I scroll across, I think it's called Tone Den. Yeah, so this is Tone Den, and this is really, I haven't really delved into this, but it's quite massive. So you can create smart links, you've got calendars, you can set gigs and social trends. What have we got? Insights, you can set campaigns and stuff. It's really in depth, and you can set up a free account for this and have a look at it if you want. You can, tie everything together. You can add your social media, link everything all up, so you can get an overview of all your social media and see who's viewing everything at the same time. So I think that it is a subscription as well, but it's definitely something worthwhile to have a look at. I haven't delved too far into it yet. I've just created an account and started setting it up broadly. So you've got things like that that can help as well. You are a master of branding, Russ. So, look, I'm sitting here as a poster board for you at the moment. It's utterly ridiculous. You know? Holy shit. And you've always got merch as well. And if you're smart, you'll make your merch reflect the way your page looks. This isn't, like, I'm not telling you anything new here. This is pretty basic stuff. Like I prefaced at the beginning of this isn't going to get you thousands and thousands of views or new downloads or anything like that. This is just going to make everything look nice. And I think that's important. I don't know. Do you think that's important? I think it looks... And you don't have to be... It doesn't have to be super complex. All right, remember that. The more simple, the better. You don't want to bombard people with I probably do go over the top a lot of the time. You don't need to do that because people just want to see consistency and they want to know they're in the right place so they can continue to do what they do, enjoying the things that you make. And give them something to look at and something to, read more about you. It ties in with your bio. Like all of this stuff now, hopefully you'll see is tied in with all the bio stuff I talked about yesterday, with all of these logos that's involved that I showed you in here. If I go back to my... So once again, all these logos with this authentic, creative, disruptor, these are all transparent backgrounds that I can use at any time and pop them in over the top of any images you like because they're transparent. But I think that's most of the stuff I've covered. So I've covered the Apple Spotify app. Remember, not only is there a Apple and Spotify app, there is also a Bandcamp app. So there's an artist's Bandcamp app as well. And there's a Bandcamp music player. So remember to know which one's which. This one called Bandcamp, that stores your music that you buy, but the artist's one is very much the same thing as your Bandcamp page. There's a Reverb Nation app as well, I do believe. Let's see. So that's free too, Reverb Nation, if you're using Reverb Nation. So there's the Reverb Nation app as well. So you can log in with all your multiple accounts with Reverb Nation as well. So there are all these apps that you can put in a little folder, and when you update one thing, go and update all the rest of the things. It's a hard thing to keep under control too, because you have all these social media things that you're trying to maintain the same look, the same kind of branding, keep everything on point. Do what I do. I have a checklist over here. I have a notepad. So whenever I update, I open my notepad and have everything listed. Apple, Spotify, Reverb Nation, SoundCloud, Bandcamp. Everything's listed. So I try and go through all of them and make sure they all get updated around the same time so everything looks congruent when you do update. Anyway, that's about it for today. It's a rant about this stuff. These apps are out there for free. There's QR codes, all these monitoring stuff like the Spotify app. They're all out there for you to be able to use and play with. You've got that Documents app that you can store all your PNGs, your transparent backgrounds. So you've got them always on tap to add to anything you need. And think about the colors too. Think about the colors of what you're representing. What's a really good thing is when you normally open up your Apple Music app, it helps you because Apple, in their infinite wisdom, when you open up an album of yours, they take the colors from your latest album and actually match it. So you can get a good idea of maybe what colors will suit your website by looking at other websites like, your Apple Music to see how they're doing it. And if it looks good there, add it to all the rest of your pages. Add it to your Bandcamp and your Facebook. Facebook's a bit hard because everyone's Facebook page looks boring and shit because Facebook's boring and shit. Let's be honest. But yeah, alrighty. I hope you enjoyed today. Next week we're going to talk more about promotion and stuff, and then we're going to round it home for hopefully the last week of this. I've already spoken to Andy briefly. We're going to have Andy back on the show and talk about airplay and promotion and that kind of stuff, getting your music heard and all that kind of stuff. So that's coming up as well during the month of Songtember. Awesome. I hope you're all doing really well with your your Songtember songs, and hopefully this information will help you start getting your creative juices flowing for thinking about, if you're going to release it, what you're going to do with it. And yeah, the last thing I will say, folks, you probably don't realize you're already kind of doing this stuff. It just isn't concentrated. You already are putting things out there by the artwork in your album covers and the color tones that you choose when you make covers and stuff like that. You're already kind of doing it. It's the same as a bio. You're already getting people leaving comments and stuff. So feed on the things that you've already created. Go through your albums and look if there's any consistent patterns there to suck from the teat of your own creations already. Awesome stuff. Boom. Have a great day, everybody. Keep creating, keep inspired, and remember, take a break. If things are getting a bit too heavy during all this Songtember stuff, take a break. Go do something else. Go have a nice meal. Go play some video games. Go for a walk. Come back. Take a breath. Start again. Do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better. And remember, we all rise together. And I'll see you tomorrow. Hit the like, subscribe, do all that stuff. See you later. Bye.